Hey Taurus, come sit with me for a bit because I just did a reading for you and wow, there's a lot to unpack here. I'm talking about some really intense energy around competition and honestly, some pretty heavy stuff involving someone's partner who seems to have been adding fuel to an already burning fire. So grab your coffee or tea, get comfortable, and let's dive into what the cards are showing me about your situation. I want to start by saying that this reading isn't about dwelling on negativity or getting caught up in drama. It's about understanding the energy around you so you can navigate it with clarity and wisdom. The cards are here to give you insights, not to create fear, but to empower you to make the best choices moving forward. So the first card I pulled for you is Judgment, and honestly, this card coming out first is really significant. When I see Judgment in this position, it's telling me that there's a major awakening happening or about to happen. This isn't just about someone realizing something small, this is about a complete shift in perspective that's either already occurring or on the horizon. In your situation with this competition energy, Judgment is indicating that the truth is going to come to light in a way that cannot be ignored or dismissed. What I find really interesting about Judgment here is that it carries this energy of accountability and resurrection. Someone has been hiding behind false narratives or has been influenced by someone else's version of events, and that's about to change. The beautiful thing about Judgment is that it doesn't allow deception to continue indefinitely. It's like the universe has a way of bringing everything to the surface when the time is right. And for you, Taurus, that time is approaching rapidly. I'm also getting this sense that you've been in a period where you felt judged unfairly, where people made assumptions about you without knowing the full story. Judgment coming through first is telling me that this karmic cycle is completing itself. The energy that was directed at you, all that anger and competition, it's about to be seen for what it truly is. And here's the thing, you don't have to do anything to make this happen. The truth has a way of revealing itself without you having to force it or prove anything to anyone. There's also this element with Judgment about people being called to account for their actions. If someone's partner has been encouraging negativity toward you, stirring up drama, or feeding into existing resentments, Judgment suggests that this behavior isn't going to go unnoticed by the universe. What people put out, they receive back, and this card is a strong indicator that everyone involved in this situation is going to face the consequences of their choices and actions. The Judgment card is also telling me that you're being called to rise above the pettiness and competition. This is your moment to show grace, not because the other people deserve it, but because you deserve peace. You're being asked to release the need to engage in battles that aren't worthy of your energy. Sometimes the highest form of winning is walking away and letting karma do its job, and that's exactly what Judgment is encouraging you to do. I'm getting this really strong message that part of what's happening is that you're being spiritually elevated through this experience. Even though it's been painful and frustrating to deal with competition and negativity, you're learning valuable lessons about who you are and what you will and won't tolerate in your life. Judgment often appears when we're graduating from one level of consciousness to another, and this situation, as difficult as it's been, is part of your spiritual evolution. Now, let's talk about what I pulled next, and this is where things get really interesting. The Ten of Swords came through, and I know this card can look scary at first glance, but hear me out because there's actually some really powerful energy here for you. The Ten of Swords represents the end of a painful cycle, the final blow that actually brings closure. In your situation, this is telling me that whatever competition or negativity has been directed toward you is reaching its absolute conclusion. When I see Ten of Swords in a reading about competition and someone's partner fueling anger, I interpret this as the complete exhaustion of that negative energy. It's like when something has run its course so fully that it simply cannot continue anymore. The people involved in creating drama around you, they're reaching a point where they've played out every card they have, they've said everything they can say, and there's simply nothing left for them to do or say that will have any impact on you. The Ten of Swords is also showing me that you might have felt completely defeated at some point recently, like everything was against you and you didn't know how you were going to move forward. But here's the beautiful paradox of this card. It represents both the darkest hour and the promise of dawn. When things hit rock bottom, The only direction left is up. This card is actually quite hopeful in that sense because it's saying that the worst is over or very nearly over. I'm also picking up that someone else in this situation is going to experience their own Ten of Swords moment. The person who's been competing with you or their partner who's been adding fuel to the fire, they're going to face their own moment of complete defeat or realization. Sometimes people don't understand the damage they've caused until they experience something similar themselves. And the cards are suggesting that this is coming for them. It's not about revenge, it's about natural consequences and the universe balancing the scales. What I find particularly significant about Ten of Swords here is that it's forcing everyone involved to face reality. No more illusions, no more denial, no more pretending that toxic behavior is acceptable or justified. This card strips away all the pretense and leaves people facing the raw truth of what they've created. For you, this means liberation. For others involved, this might mean a very uncomfortable awakening to their own actions and choices. The Ten of Swords is also telling me that you need to allow yourself to fully release this situation emotionally. Sometimes we hold on to pain because we're afraid that letting it go means what happened was okay, but that's not true at all. Releasing doesn't mean condoning, it means freeing yourself from the burden of carrying resentment and hurt. This card is giving you permission to put down the weight you've been carrying and walk forward unburdened. There's also this message coming through about endings leading to new beginnings. Yes, something is ending with the Ten of Swords, but that ending is creating space for something so much better to enter your life. The cards are showing me that once this cycle completes, you're going to be amazed at how much lighter and freer you feel. It's like you've been fighting with one hand tied behind your back, and suddenly both hands are free and you realize you don't even want to fight anymore because you have so many better things to do with your energy. The next card that appeared in your reading is the Ace of Cups, and oh my goodness, Taurus, this is such a beautiful shift in energy. After the intensity of judgment and the finality of Ten of Swords, the Ace of Cups is like a breath of fresh air. This card represents new emotional beginnings, the opening of your heart to receive love, joy, and genuine connection. In the context of your situation, this is telling me that once you move through this competitive energy and release the toxicity around you, you're going to experience an incredible emotional renewal. The Ace of Cups is showing me that you've been through a period where your heart felt closed off, where you had to protect yourself emotionally because of all the negativity and competition swirling around you. That's completely understandable and probably necessary for your well-being. But now the cards are saying that it's almost time to allow your heart to open again, to receive the good things that are waiting for you. I'm getting this really strong sense that new relationships are on the horizon for you, and I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, although that's certainly possible. The Ace of Cups represents all kinds of meaningful connections, friendships that nourish your soul, creative partnerships that inspire you, family relationships that heal and strengthen. After dealing with so much competition and negativity, you're going to be surrounded by people who genuinely care about you and want the best for you. What's really beautiful about the Ace of Cups appearing after Ten of Swords is that it shows the reward for releasing what no longer serves you. When you let go of toxic situations and people who drain you, you create space for overflow in the form of genuine love and positive connections. The universe is essentially saying to you, well done for protecting your peace. Now here's your reward in the form of beautiful, new emotional experiences. The Ace of Cups is also talking about self-love and emotional healing. You've been through something that probably made you question yourself, made you wonder if you were the problem or if you deserved the negativity directed at you. This card is a resounding no to those doubts. You are worthy of love, respect, and kindness, and the Ace of Cups is bringing you an opportunity to reconnect with your own worth and treat yourself with the compassion you deserve. I'm also seeing that this card indicates a spiritual or emotional gift coming your way. It might be an unexpected kindness from someone, a moment of profound peace and clarity, or even a creative inspiration that moves you deeply. The Ace of Cups represents the universe extending a cup of blessing to you, and all you have to do is be open to receiving it. After everything you've dealt with, you absolutely deserve this gift. There's also this element of forgiveness with the Ace of Cups, but I want to be really clear about what I mean. This isn't about forgiving people who hurt you because they deserve it or because you're obligated to. This is about forgiving yourself for any harsh judgments you've placed on yourself during this difficult time, and forgiving in the sense of releasing the emotional hooks that keep you tied to painful experiences. It's forgiveness as freedom, not as obligation. The fourth card I drew is the Two of Pentacles, and this is really interesting because it's showing me that you've been juggling a lot, trying to maintain balance while dealing with this competitive situation. The Two of Pentacles represents adaptability, flexibility, and the ability to manage multiple demands on your time and energy. In your case, this card is acknowledging that you've been working really hard to stay balanced despite people trying to knock you off center. What I love about the Two of Pentacles is that it shows someone who's skilled at managing challenges without losing their cool. You might not feel like you've been handling everything perfectly, but the cards are telling me that you've actually been doing an amazing job of keeping things together. You've maintained your responsibilities, taken care of what needs to be taken care of, all while dealing with unnecessary drama and competition from others. The Two of Pentacles is also talking about choices and priorities. Moving forward, you're going to need to be really clear about where you invest your energy. This card is reminding you that your time and attention are valuable resources, and you get to decide who and what deserves them. The competition and negativity you've been dealing with? That doesn't deserve any more of your precious energy. It's time to redirect your focus toward things and people that actually add value to your life. I'm seeing with this card that there might be some financial or practical matters that need your attention as well. The Two of Pentacles often appears when we need to make decisions about resources, whether that's money, time, or energy. In the context of moving forward from this competitive situation, you might need to make some practical changes in your life. Maybe adjusting your boundaries, reorganizing your priorities, or making different choices about how you spend your time. The Two of Pentacles is also showing me that flexibility is going to be your friend in the coming weeks and months. Things might not go exactly according to plan, and that's okay. What matters is that you can adapt and adjust without losing your balance. This card is encouraging you to stay light on your feet, to be willing to pivot when necessary, and to trust your ability to handle whatever comes your way. There's also a message here about not taking things too seriously. Yes, you've been dealing with some heavy energy and difficult people, but the Two of Pentacles is reminding you that life doesn't have to be all struggle and stress. There's room for play, for joy, for not sweating the small stuff. Sometimes the best response to drama is to simply rise above it and focus on enjoying your life instead of getting caught up in other people's chaos. What I'm also picking up with the Two of Pentacles is that you're learning to trust yourself more. Every time you successfully navigate a challenge, every time you maintain your balance, despite people trying to throw you off, you're building confidence in your own abilities. This is going to serve you so well moving forward, because you're developing an unshakable sense of self-trust that no amount of competition or negativity can undermine. The fifth card in your reading is Knight of Pentacles, and this energy is really grounding after all the intensity we've been discussing. The Knight of Pentacles is steady, reliable, and focused on long-term goals rather than short-term drama. This card is telling me that while others have been caught up in competition and negativity, you're being called to stay focused on building something real and lasting in your life. What I love about the Knight of Pentacles is that this energy is completely uninterested in petty conflicts and drama. This Knight has work to do, goals to achieve, and a vision for the future that matters way more than any temporary competition or negativity. The cards are showing me that your best response to everything you've been dealing with is to simply keep moving forward with your own plans and ambitions, letting your actions and results speak louder than any words. The Knight of Pentacles is also about patience and persistence. You might not see immediate results from your efforts, and that's actually okay. This card is encouraging you to trust the process, to keep showing up and doing the work even when it feels like progress is slow. While others waste their energy on jealousy and competition, you're building something solid that will stand the test of time. I'm getting this sense that there's a specific goal or project that you need to focus on right now. The Knight of Pentacles is very practical and results oriented, so this is probably something tangible in your career, finances, health, or another area of your life where you can see measurable progress. The cards are saying that pouring your energy into this goal is going to be so much more rewarding than getting caught up in whatever drama others are creating. The Knight of Pentacles is also talking about self-discipline and commitment. You've probably had to develop some serious inner strength to deal with everything you've faced, and now it's time to channel that strength into creating the life you want. This isn't about proving anything to anyone else. It's about proving to yourself that you can achieve whatever you set your mind to, regardless of what others think or do. There's also this message about financial stability and security with the Knight of Pentacles. Whether it's through your career, a business venture, investments, or simply managing your resources wisely, this card is indicating that focusing on your material security is going to pay off significantly. While others have been focused on competing with you, you can be focused on building wealth and stability for yourself. What I find particularly reassuring about the Knight of Pentacles is that it represents energy that cannot be rushed or derailed by external chaos. Even if people are talking about you, competing with you, or trying to undermine you, you just keep doing your thing at your own steady pace. Eventually, your consistency and dedication will produce results that speak for themselves, and those results will be the best response to any negativity you've faced. Now we have the Eight of Wands appearing, and wow, this is bringing some really fast-moving energy into your reading. After the steady, patient energy of Knight of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands is saying that things are about to accelerate rapidly. This card represents swift movement, sudden developments, and energy that cannot be stopped once it's set in motion. In your situation, this tells me that the resolution to this competitive energy is going to come faster than you might expect. The Eight of Wands is showing me messages, communications, and information moving quickly. There might be some sudden revelations about the people who've been competing with you or the partner who's been fueling negativity. Sometimes Eight of Wands indicates that gossip or secrets come to light very quickly, and in your case, this could mean that whatever's been happening behind your back is about to become very public, or at least very clear. What's interesting about Eight of Wands is that it represents energy that's already been set in motion, and now just needs to play out. Think of it like arrows that have already been released from the bow. They're going to hit their target no matter what. The actions and choices that people have made, including those who've been negative towards you, are going to produce results very quickly now. And based on the other cards in your reading, those results are going to involve some uncomfortable truths for certain people. The Eight of Wands is also talking about progress and forward movement in your own life. While this competitive situation is reaching its conclusion, your own path forward is opening up rapidly. Opportunities might come out of nowhere, connections might be made unexpectedly, and doors that seemed closed might suddenly swing wide open. This is a time to be ready to move quickly when opportunities present themselves. I'm getting this sense that the Eight of Wands is also about clearing the air. All the tension, competition, and negativity that's been building up, it's going to be released suddenly, like a storm that clears the atmosphere. It might feel intense in the moment, but afterward you'll feel so much lighter and freer. Sometimes we need that sudden release of energy to move forward into something new. There's also a travel or movement component to Eight of Wands. This might be literal travel that helps you distance yourself from difficult people or situations, or it could be metaphorical movement in the sense of rapidly progressing beyond this chapter of your life. Either way, you're not going to be stuck in this energy for much longer. Things are moving and shifting quickly now. The Eight of Wands is reminding you to stay focused and not get distracted by the chaos around you. When energy is moving this quickly, it's easy to get caught up in reacting to everything that's happening. But this card is encouraging you to keep your eye on your own goals and path, letting the rapid changes happen around you without getting swept up in drama that doesn't serve you. The seventh card that came through is the Ten of Cups. And honestly, Taurus, this is one of the most beautiful cards in the entire deck. After everything we've discussed about competition, negativity, and difficult energy, the Ten of Cups is like the universe giving you the biggest hug and saying that happiness, fulfillment, and emotional harmony are coming your way. This is the card of having it all, of feeling complete and content in your emotional life. The Ten of Cups represents the happy ending, the rainbow after the storm, the pot of gold at the end of the journey. In your situation, this card is telling me that all the pain and difficulty you've experienced with this competitive energy is actually leading you towards something truly beautiful. It's like the universe had to clear away the toxic relationships and situations to make room for the genuine happiness that's meant for you. What I love about the Ten of Cups here is that it's showing me authentic joy and fulfillment, not the superficial happiness that comes from winning a competition or proving people wrong. This is deep soul satisfaction, the kind that comes from being surrounded by people who truly love and support you, from being in alignment with your values, and from creating a life that feels right to you at the deepest level. The Ten of Cups is also talking about family and community, whether that's your biological family or your chosen family of friends and loved ones. After dealing with people who competed with you or wished you ill, you're going to find yourself surrounded by people who genuinely celebrate your successes and support you through your challenges. This is about building a circle of love and support that nourishes your soul. I'm getting this really strong message that the Ten of Cups is showing you what's possible when you refuse to compromise your happiness for toxic relationships. By standing firm in your boundaries and not allowing competitive or negative energy to diminish you, you've actually been making space for this beautiful energy to enter your life. The Ten of Cups is the reward for choosing yourself and your peace. There's also this element of wishes coming true with the Ten of Cups. If you've been hoping for better relationships, more joy, deeper connections, or simply peace in your emotional life, this card is saying that those wishes are manifesting. The universe has heard you, and now that the difficult lessons are complete or nearly complete, you're ready to receive the blessings you've been asking for. The Ten of Cups is also reminding you that true happiness comes from within and from authentic connections, not from competition or comparison with others. The people who've been competing with you or fueling negativity, they're actually missing the point entirely. Real fulfillment doesn't come from being better than someone else. It comes from being true to yourself and building genuine relationships based on love rather than ego. What's particularly powerful about the Ten of Cups appearing in your reading is that it's showing me that you're not just recovering from this difficult situation, you're actually going to end up in a much better place than you were before any of this happened. Sometimes we have to go through challenges to understand what we truly want and deserve, and this experience has clarified for you what real happiness looks like. The eighth card I pulled is the Six of Cups, and this brings such sweet, nostalgic energy to your reading. The Six of Cups is about innocence, happy memories, and sometimes reconnecting with people or situations from your past. In the context of everything you've been dealing with, this card is particularly interesting because it's showing me that you might reconnect with someone from your past who reminds you of simpler, happier times. The Six of Cups can indicate an old friend or even a past romantic connection reaching out to you. What's significant about this in your situation is that this person or these people represent a time before all the competition and negativity entered your life. They remember who you really are, not the distorted version that jealous or angry people have created. This reconnection is going to be really healing for you because it reminds you of your authentic self. I'm also getting with the Six of Cups that there's an element of healing your inner child here. The competition and negativity you've faced probably brought up some old wounds, maybe feelings of not being good enough, or fears about being rejected or attacked. The Six of Cups is bringing an opportunity to heal those old hurts by reconnecting with the innocent, joyful part of yourself that existed before life got complicated. The Six of Cups is also about giving and receiving with pure intentions. Unlike the competitive energy you've been dealing with where everything felt calculated and mean-spirited, this card represents genuine kindness and generosity. You're going to experience or already are experiencing acts of kindness that have no strings attached, that come from a place of authentic care and concern for your well-being. There's also a message here about forgiveness and letting go of grudges, but again, this is about your own peace more than about the people who hurt you. The Six of Cups has this energy of childlike forgiveness, not because people deserve it, but because holding onto anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. This card is encouraging you to release resentments for your own sake. The Six of Cups can also indicate gifts or blessings coming to you, possibly from unexpected sources. This might be something material, or it could be the gift of someone's time, attention, or support. After feeling like you've been under attack from competitive or negative energy, receiving genuine generosity is going to feel especially meaningful and help restore your faith in people. What I find particularly touching about the Six of Cups in your reading is that it's reminding you that not everyone is out to compete with you or hurt you. There are still good people in the world who care about you genuinely, who want to see you happy and successful. This card is like a gentle reminder to open your heart to those people and not let the negative experiences make you cynical or closed off. The ninth card that appeared is Strength. And wow, Taurus, if there was ever a card that describes what you've been demonstrating through this entire situation, it's this one. Strength is about courage, patience, compassion, and inner power. Unlike the aggressive, competitive energy that's been directed at you, strength represents the kind of power that comes from being grounded in who you are and refusing to be provoked into behavior that doesn't align with your values. The Strength card is showing me that you've had to develop incredible inner fortitude to deal with everything you've faced. It takes real strength to maintain your composure when people are trying to provoke you, to stay true to yourself when others are spreading negativity about you, and to keep moving forward when it feels like you're being attacked from multiple directions. The cards are acknowledging that what you've done is not easy, and it requires the kind of strength that most people don't even realize they need until they're tested. What's beautiful about strength is that it represents mastery over your own reactions and emotions. This doesn't mean suppressing how you feel. It means choosing how you respond rather than reacting impulsively to provocation. You've probably had plenty of opportunities to lash out, to engage in competition, to lower yourself to the level of people who've been negative towards you, but strength is showing me that you've chosen the higher path instead. The Strength card is also about compassion, even for people who don't necessarily deserve it. This might sound crazy when we're talking about people who've competed with you or fueled anger against you, but strength is suggesting that you can recognize their behavior as coming from their own pain and insecurity without excusing it or allowing it to continue affecting you. It's compassion from a distance, compassion that doesn't require you to subject yourself to further mistreatment. I'm getting the sense that strength is also talking about the courage it takes to walk away from toxic situations. Sometimes we think courage means fighting, but often it means having the strength to say, this isn't good for me, and choosing peace instead. You've demonstrated that kind of courage, and the cards are telling me that this is actually the most powerful thing you could have done. The Strength card is also reminding you that gentle persistence wins over aggressive force every time. While others have been competing aggressively or fueling drama, you've been quietly persistent in being yourself, maintaining your integrity, and refusing to be diminished by their behavior. That gentle but unwavering strength is going to prove more powerful than any aggressive competition could ever be. There's also a message here about self-control and discipline. Strength requires that you master yourself before you can master any situation. You've been developing this mastery through everything you've experienced, learning when to speak and when to remain silent, when to engage and when to withdraw, when to defend yourself and when to simply walk away. These are skills that will serve you for the rest of your life. The 10th and final card in your reading is the Hermit, and this is such a perfect card to conclude with because it's showing me that you need some time for reflection, solitude, and inner work after everything you've been through. The Hermit isn't about isolation or loneliness. It's about intentionally taking space to process your experiences, gain wisdom, and reconnect with your inner guidance. The Hermit is telling me that after all the external chaos with competition and negativity, you need to turn inward and focus on your own spiritual and emotional growth. This is a time for journaling, meditation, therapy, or whatever practices help you process and integrate your experiences. You've learned so much through this difficult situation, and the Hermit is about taking the time to truly understand those lessons and how they've changed you. What I love about the Hermit is that it represents wisdom that comes from lived experience. You're not the same person you were before all of this happened, and that's actually a good thing. You've gained insights about people, about yourself, about what you will and won't tolerate, and about what really matters to you. The Hermit is encouraging you to honor that growth by taking time to reflect on it rather than rushing immediately into the next thing. The Hermit is also about seeking truth and enlightenment. After being surrounded by people who may have lied about you or distorted the truth to fuel their own agendas, you need time to reconnect with what's real and authentic. This might involve getting honest with yourself about relationships you need to release, patterns you need to change, or truths you've been avoiding. The Hermit provides the solitude and space needed for that kind of honest self-examination. I'm getting this sense that the Hermit is also preparing you for something new. Before you can step into the next chapter of your life, you need to complete this one fully by understanding what it taught you and how you've grown. This period of introspection isn't about dwelling on the past. It's about extracting wisdom from your experiences so you can move forward with greater clarity and purpose. The Hermit can also indicate seeking guidance from someone wise, whether that's a therapist, spiritual advisor, mentor, or trusted elder. After dealing with people whose intentions toward you weren't pure, you might benefit from the perspective of someone who has your best interests at heart and can help you process everything that's happened. Don't be afraid to reach out for support if you need it. There's also this message with the Hermit about finding your own light and being your own guide. Yes, external support can be helpful, but ultimately you have the wisdom you need inside yourself. You've proven through this entire situation that you can trust your own instincts and judgment. The Hermit is encouraging you to continue developing that inner knowing and to let it guide your decisions moving forward. What's particularly significant about the Hermit concluding your reading is that it shows the natural cycle completing itself. You've dealt with external challenges, you've demonstrated strength and wisdom, and now it's time to retreat temporarily to integrate everything before emerging, ready for whatever comes next. This isn't an ending, it's a pause, a breath, a moment of stillness before the next adventure begins. So Taurus, when I look at this entire reading together, I see such a powerful story of transformation and growth. Yes, you've dealt with competition and negativity. Yes, someone's partner seems to have made things worse by fueling existing anger. And yes, that's been really difficult and unfair. But what the cards are showing me is that you're not just surviving this experience, you're evolving through it. The journey from Judgment through all these cards to the Hermit is showing me that you're learning to trust yourself, to prioritize your own peace, to recognize genuine connections from toxic ones, and to build a life based on your own values, rather than on competition with others. The people who've competed with you or been negative toward you, they're actually teaching you by contrast what you don't want in your life and who you don't want to be. What really stands out to me in this reading is the progression from intense challenge to ultimate peace and wisdom. You're not going to stay stuck in this competitive energy. The cards are absolutely clear that resolution is coming, that truth is being revealed, and that you're moving toward a place of greater happiness and fulfillment than you've known before. I want you to remember that the competition you've experienced says everything about the other people involved and nothing about your worth. People who are secure in themselves don't compete with others or fuel anger and negativity. The behavior you've witnessed is coming from insecurity, jealousy, and unhappiness. And while that doesn't excuse it, understanding this can help you not take it personally. Your job moving forward is not to win the competition or prove anything to anyone. Your job is to keep being yourself, keep building the life you want, keep choosing peace and authenticity, and keep growing into the person you're meant to be. The best response to competition is to simply focus on your own path and let your happiness and success speak for themselves. I'm seeing such beautiful things ahead for you once you fully release this situation. The Ten of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the strength you've developed, all of these are showing me that your future is bright and filled with genuine joy and connection. Don't let temporary challenges with insecure people make you doubt what's coming for you. And remember, taking time for yourself with the Hermit energy is not selfish or weak. It's necessary and wise. You've been through a lot, and you deserve time to process, heal, and reconnect with yourself before moving forward. Honor that need for space and solitude without guilt. The universe has your back, Taurus. The truth always comes out. Karma always balances the scales, and people who choose negativity and competition over authenticity and growth always face the consequences of those choices eventually. You don't have to make that happen. You just have to focus on yourself and trust the process. I hope this reading has given you some clarity and reassurance about your situation. You're doing better than you probably realize, and you're headed towards something really beautiful. Keep trusting yourself, keep choosing peace, and know that everything is working out exactly as it should.